Stampers. My name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin UP demonstrator in Denver, Colorado. I'm so glad you could join me today. I have 6 cards for you today. I sat down and started playing with a card pack that's available in the winter catalog. They are called Gold Cards and Envelopes, and I was intrigued by them, so I ordered a package of them. And they're really kind of fun to work with, so I decided to make gold Christmas cards. So I made a series of them, and what I have used almost exclusively is either the cards from this pack, and they come in a package of 10 of them for $10. So, and it's got a matching envelope, and well, let's just get started. Here are the cards and the envelopes I was talking about. These are the cards, and you see the detail that it's got around it with a gold strip, a little decoration in the corner, and then these little tiny gold dots all the way around the inside of that card. Isn't that pretty? And they're very simple. They're already scored and ready to go for you. And this envelope paper is beautiful. It is shiny, and might have to tear a couple of those apart and make cards out of them. Anyway, this is the paper, and it comes in a package of 10 cards with 10 envelopes for $10. So, and it's in the holiday catalog on page 51. So it's, I think, a very good deal to have cards that are already started, and it's nice, thick, heavy cardstock, and they've got the specialty envelopes. And I sat down with these and was messing with our paper that we got in the Forever Greenery, the laser cut gold paper, and I sat down with one of these cards, and this is the first one that I made. And so all I did was I used, these are the pieces that you get in that laser cut paper. There's different shapes. There's a wreath, and then some of these other shapes in here. And I found that they had in some cases, a little bit of, I don't know, almost like a discoloration on them. And I found that if I took either a baby wipe, a dry one, or a dry Kleenex, that most of that stuff just rubbed off. And if it was a little bit more stubborn than that, I always keep a little bottle of alcohol on my desk, and if it had any issue, then I rubbed it with the alcohol and it brought all of that stuff off. So I wouldn't be disheartened if it has that. That worked out beautifully. I would just do them before you put them on your card so that you don't get your alcohol messing with your embossing or so on. And I used all different kinds of those things in coming up with my card designs, and I really sat down to just mess around with a couple of them, and I ended up with 6. So this is the first one, and then I used this stamp set, and any holiday stamp set will work. May your days be merry and bright, wrapped in Christmas. This is one in the holiday catalog. I think it goes with those like the coffee cups and the dies that have to make the, what do they call them, cozies, and the wrappers around a coffee cup. And so this stamp set goes with that suite. And then I used some of the gilded gems that I had. I cut out a piece of Very Vanilla and did my embossing here. On the inside, I put Happy Holidays and used a few of those leaves out of that same laser cut paper. Now then, let's see, what else was I going to show you? Oh, the other stamp set. The other stamp set that I used was Poinsettia Petals, and I made the magic and wonder of this, and wonder bloom this holiday. Warm wishes from our home to yours. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and this little spray of holly berries. And so this one, I thought, I love that. And it's so simple. This card took me less than 5 minutes to put together because they'd already put that around it. I laid this down, cut this this piece. If you have your pieces cut, you could make all 6 of these cards in under a half an hour. This is another one that I made using that paper, and I used the largest of our layering ovals, and I cut out that center, and I used this shape on the inside, and then I stamped this one in real red, and then I used some of the red gems from our holiday rhinestones, our holiday basic rhinestone set, and put a few of those leaves on here, and I think that makes a lovely Christmas card. And again, very simple, very fast. And then I thought, well, not everybody's going to have the card pack, but if you have just vanilla paper and you have some of the brass paper and one package of this laser cut paper, you could make actually quite a few very pretty cards. Now this, what I did was I ran this piece just like one of these here, and I put it, this is the Evergreen Forest, which is one of our newer embossing folders. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. And I just put this in here and ran it through so that I could see that my trees were going to show on my front here. And what it did is it also crinkled and embossed some of these little delicate ends, and I only lost one little piece. So if you're very careful with it, you can run this through the embossing folder, and it really came out beautiful, I think. And then so this one has, and these are all one layer. There is no additional layer of cardstock on any of these. Again, so very fast, very easy. This is a piece of our brass paper here. So the colors of the brass and the gold are just slightly different from one another, but I decided that was a design element. And so I used my Merry Christmas on here. I put a few of the red gems, warm wishes from our home to yours, and I cut a piece of this paper off to the side here and put it in here showing the tops of my trees, and I'll show you that card next. That was card number 3. I got so enamored of that embossing that I did this next card. All right, so I took a little piece of that brass paper and I put it in that embossing folder, and isn't that beautiful? And when I put it on here, it felt a little unfinished, so I cut another little piece of brass paper that's 1/4 of an inch by about 4 inches and laid it along the bottom here. Then I used more of those gilded gems, and I used them like snowflakes up here, and then put a few here on the face of the card. And on the inside, I embossed warm wishes and those 2 holly sprigs and another piece of this. I think that came from the bottom of this. It was a little too long, so I used it on the inside of this card. So there is my 4th card. Now this one is, I had some scraps from the Gilded Autumn papers and a piece of our brass paper here, and I had cut one of those bases that is in the laser cut paper, and so I just cut this all to size, and so I made this little panel on the front of the card, and I cut, these are all 2-inch circles, Happy Holidays, and put a few of those leaves around. And on the inside, again, more leaves and warm wishes. So that one is card number 5. The last card that I made was this one. And this one was a complete accident. I overturned a stamp pad on the top end of this card, like up here in the corner, and I thought it was ruined. And so I cut it down so that I could do this with it. And just like this one, I put the spray in here, did the May Your Days Be Merry and Bright, and then I cut a little piece of brass paper that I wanted to go on here just because it looked a little unfinished, and then used my 2-inch punch to cut out the little kind of bottom of the circle here, and then put that here so that this decoration is both for the outside and the inside. I put my Merry Christmas down here and a couple of those gilded gems, and there's still plenty of room here to write your sentiment. So that is card number 6. So that is my project for the day. Sort of an unintended project. I sat down to fool with the papers and I ended up with 6 cards, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make a video about it because I think they're really pretty, and I think it's really an easy, inexpensive way to make some very special cards for some people at Christmas time. Now, you could choose to do them all in one of the designs, or you could come up with your own design, and you could do them without this paper and just use vanilla cardstock. And you could see that you would maybe make these papers on this one a little bit larger to fill up more of the card, but cutting out the oval and doing this on a piece of plain cardstock would be beautiful. All of these things would work on a piece of plain vanilla cardstock. So that is my project. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator, or you could join my team. And there's a special right now going on for the month of September for joining Stampin' Up! And it is the normal $125 worth of product for your $99. In addition to that, you get 2 additional stamp sets, and you get enough cardstock and envelopes and pieces to make 16 cards. Now, you can just make those 16 cards and have a project right out of the box, or if you have a mind to maybe have card classes and do more with your membership, then you could, it's the nucleus for a little card class. In any case, I'm always looking to grow my team, and let's see, this is the month of September, and my prize draw for the month of September is this bundle, the Poinsettia Petals Bundle. So it's this lovely stamp set here, plus the dies that go with it. And all you have to do to get yourself in the drawing is to put an order of any size on my store, lbedinger.stampinup.net, or you can get to it through my blog, www.ingenuity.com. So that's it for me. I'll be back soon with more cards, more projects, and more tips. Bye.